Welcome back to Cooking with Rod and another exciting Sky Garden update. This week marks week 4 of our balcony garden journey, and the garden is really starting to come alive. The plants have settled into their containers, root systems are expanding, and they're beginning to see the first signs of harvest season is getting closer. One of the biggest milestones this week is the appearance of the first tomato blossoms. Those small yellow flowers may not look like much, but they're the first step towards future tomatoes. Seeing flowers develop means the plants are transforming from pure vegetative growth into fruit production. The pepper plants are also showing impressive progress. Their stems are becoming thicker and stronger. The foliage is filling out nicely, and several plants are beginning to branch out as they establish themselves in their containers. The basil continues to look healthy and vibrant, producing fresh new leaves while helping fill out the lower levels of the garden. Every week, the balcony is becoming greener, fuller, and more productive. In this update, we'll take a close look at the tomatoes, peppers, basil, overall plant health, container setup, and discuss what comes next as we move into the critical flowering and fruiting stage of the season. Let's see how the Sky Garden is growing in week 4. Welcome to Sky Garden week 4 garden tour. Things are coming along pretty good. There's the chive plant, 5 years old now. We have the bell pepper plant. Things are a little shady up here. Another bell pepper plant. I put some lettuce in the bottom just to use up some space. Then we have our sweet banana peppers. Sweet banana pepper there. Put some onions in the bottom here. I put some stuff in the bottom of the other one, but it hasn't sprouted yet. I put some lettuce and onions in there. Then we have our what do we have? Cherry tomatoes. There we go. It's huge now. Cherry tomatoes. Then we have our slicing tomato. Then we have another cherry tomato. And then this is the Roma tomato. Now in here I put cucumbers. They haven't sprouted yet, but we'll see what happens with the cucumbers. Then we have another Roma tomato, and then another Roma tomato. Got lots of Romas this year. And then this is our Scotch bonnet pepper. Looks like everything got over the transplant shock really fast this year. Then we have a jalapeno pepper, another jalapeno pepper. We have our bush beans, our yellow beans. It's growing like crazy. Then this here is another pot of onions. So we'll see how all these work out. A little new, I'm gonna put lettuce and onions and carrots in the bottoms of all the pots just to use up some of that space. That's kind of wasted space there, so we're gonna do that. I think I put some carrots in one of these already too. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm gonna succession plant those so that I have fresh lettuce and fresh onions and carrots as the summer goes on. Now here's a couple of plants that were in the little cubes. They're ready now to up pot. They've been hardened off for a little over a week now, so they're due to get in there. And then we have our basil plant right there, and a few left in our little squares, but those are going to be extras, so I won't be using those. Now over here I have my watering station where I put all my buckets and stuff for watering. Well, I decided this year I'm going to turn that into more plants, so I'm going to get 5 more buckets on that. But it doesn't get as much sun as the other buckets, so I'm going to put stuff that doesn't need as much sun on there. See what happens with that. So, a little update on the bird. Apparently the bird did survive. So it only had one baby bird. So it did survive, and it's now gone. But look at the mess they left. Holy mess. I'm gonna have to clean that up. Anyway, that's the garden tour for week 4 of the Sky Garden. Things are coming along quite nicely. The plants got over the transplant shock super fast, so I'm happy with that. And there you go. There's the garden tour, week 4. Week 4 is one of the most rewarding stages in a container garden because the plants begin transitioning from simple growing leaves to preparation for production. The first tomato blossoms are a major milestone and indicate the plants are healthy enough to begin fruit development. Consistent watering is especially important during flowering because sudden fluctuations in moisture can impact the fruit set later. Pepper plants typically spend the early weeks building strong root systems and sturdy stems before accelerating into flowering and fruit production. The thicker stems and branching growth we're seeing are excellent signs of healthy development. As temperatures continue to warm, watering frequency may need to be increased. Large containers provide a buffer against drying out, but regular monitoring remains important. The cages are already proving valuable for supporting tomato growth, and additional support may be needed as the plants continue climbing and eventually begin carrying fruit. The garden is on schedule, healthy and showing all signs of productive growth. Thank you for joining me for another Sky Garden update. Week 4 brought exciting progress, stronger plants, thicker stems, fuller foliage, and most importantly, our first tomato blossoms. These small signs of progress are exactly what make gardening so rewarding, because they show the transition from planting to production. Over the next few weeks, we'll be watching closely for more flowers, the first developing tomatoes, additional pepper growth, and continued expansion throughout the entire garden balcony. If you're growing your own garden this season, let me know how your plants are doing in the comments below. I'd love to hear where you're growing and how your season is progressing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future Sky Garden updates as we continue following this balcony garden from planting day all the way through harvest season. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next garden update. Happy gardening, everyone!